going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and if you are not new here, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So as you can tell by the title, for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my go-to holy grail primers and setting sprays that I loved pretty much all of last year. I really wanted to narrow it down to my top 10, so these are the ones that I consistently went back to, and like I said, were my holy grail primers and setting sprays that I recommend to you guys. If you are new to my channel, I do have very oily skin, so pretty much all of these products that I'll be sharing with you are going to be focused more so towards oily skin, large pores, filling in the pores, basically all of the things that are the story of an oily skin girl's life. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much more time on this intro. If you have not already, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get into my top 10. So I'm going to start off with the primers, and then I'll finish up with the setting sprays towards the end of the video. So the very first one that I wanted to share with you guys is from Fenty. This is the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer. I definitely had to share this one as my number one because I have repurchased this so many times since it came out. This is the original. I know since this one launched, they have come out with a matte one and a hydrating version of this primer. I do have the matte version, but honestly, I feel like the original, I don't know what it is. I feel like when an original product comes out and then they try to build on it, sometimes the newer products that come out are just as good or better than the original, but usually you can't really beat the original. Like, I really feel like she got it right with this primer, and this is a primer that honestly works really well across a lot of different skin types. But for me personally, I like to apply this on my face before I put anything else on. Even if I'm using other primers, blurring primers, anything else on my face, I like to put this on after my moisturizer. I have found that when I don't apply this to my skin, my makeup doesn't last as long, it doesn't apply as smoothly and as nicely. I don't know what it is about this, but it really does wonders for my makeup application, for the longevity of my makeup, and just overall skin prep. So definitely had to mention this one. Next up, in a very close second, is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I'm sure this is not by any means new to any of you guys watching this video. It may be to some of you guys, but if you're pretty tied into the beauty community, I'm sure you have heard so many people talk about this primer, and for very good reason. This primer right here is bomb. Now the thing about this is it's not going to necessarily be for mattifying the skin or for filling in pores. I do find that it does a little bit of a blurring situation, but it doesn't necessarily claim to blur the skin. The thing with this is that it's going to grip your makeup and hold it in place. So I don't use this every single day necessarily, but if I know that I'm going to be out and about, or if I know that the weather is going to be kind of crazy outside, or I just really want to make sure that my makeup is going to stay in place for a long time, all day long, I will apply this. This is a primer that I would normally put on as the last of whatever primers I'm putting on my face that day. So I do tend to layer my primers. Like I said, I always put on the Fenty Beauty one. Then I'll normally go in with a blurring primer, like in specific areas that I'm trying to fill in my pores, fill in lines, all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll even go in with another mattifying primer, just depending on what kind of foundation I'm using, or you know what I have ahead for me for that particular day. But whatever little primer concoction I'm mixing, if I'm going to wear this primer, I will put this on as the very last primer in that concoction of whatever I'm putting on my face that day. And you kind of just let it set on your face for a couple of seconds before you apply your foundation, and this will hold your foundation in place all day long. I swear by this. If you are somebody whose makeup tends to rub off or tends to break up on your skin, or you're just having issues with keeping your makeup on your face, I highly recommend trying this out. It does come in a smaller deluxe size, like sample deluxe size version. So if you want to try it out, or just get a sample from Sephora and try it out, you can do that before you invest. But I promise you, this is worth every penny. Okay, so the next primers that I have to share with you are all blurring primers. The very first one that I have is a drugstore one. The rest that I have to share with you are going to be high-end. So I'll go ahead and throw in this little drugstore gem. This one is the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Smoothing Primer. I believe in 2019, I'm pretty sure, is when they launched the line of these primers. So there's basically maybe 5 or 6 different primers. They have a skin smoothing, a pore blurring. They came out with a mattifying one, a moisturizing one. I don't remember what the other ones are, but basically there's like a bunch of different ones for whatever your particular skin concerns are. And this one in particular, I really found to do a great job of blurring and smoothing the skin. Even better than the pore minimizing one, which I honestly felt like would smooth and blur the pores more than this. I don't know what it is about this one, but it does a really great job of smoothing and blurring the skin. So if you are someone that has large pores, that has, you know, texture or anything like that that you want to smooth, and you're looking for a drugstore option, I would highly recommend this one. But if you are cool with spending a couple of coins, I have 3 other blurring primers that are my go-tos. So the first one is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm. It's been a minute. And I put it in my everyday makeup stash, which, by the way, I know I haven't been posting my everyday makeup stash videos. I am still doing my everyday makeup stash every month. I just haven't been posting the videos. So let me know if that's something that you would like me to bring back this year and continue posting. But I ended up pulling this out and putting it in my everyday makeup drawer. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with it. I liked it when I originally got it, but you know how it is. You get new stuff and things that you like get pushed to the back, you know, first world props. But when I pulled this out and started using it, I fell back in love with it. This basically is similar to the CoverGirl one that I just mentioned. It just does a really great job of smoothing and blurring your pores, fine lines. The thing that I really like about this one is it kind of has, I don't want to say necessarily like a moussey texture because that's not really the right word. It's similar to the Benefit Professional, like the original Benefit Professional. It's similar to that kind of formula, and it just glides on the skin and just smooths everything out beautifully. And my makeup always applies really nicely on top of this one. And then if you really want to spoil yourself, the next 2 are definitely on the higher end price points. And the first one I have is the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is very expensive. This one that I have is like a deluxe sample, I guess. I don't know that I would call this a sample, but as you can see, I have been using this quite a bit and I have hit pan on it, but there's still a good bit of product in here. And this is the smaller version. I'm not for sure how much product comes in the full size, but this one has 0.24 ounces. And I mean, I've been getting really good use out of this smaller version because you only need a little bit of this. Like literally, the smallest amount of this goes such a long way, and it again just blurs out your skin beautifully. And then the last one that I have to share with you guys is the Versali Skin Tune Blur. This is another one that is a little bit more on the pricey side, but I actually purchased this and the Tatcha. This came as part of a set. I purchased these during the VIB sale, so definitely take advantage of sales. Kind of like put things in your cart or put things in your favorites and hold off until you can get a little bit of money off and then purchase them, which is what I do because ain't no shame in trying to save a couple coins, girl. But I did purchase this during one of the sales last year and I really do like it. I'm pretty sure this is like almost completely empty because I've been having a hard time getting any product out of it. But it's basically kind of like a serum primer, if that makes sense. Well, that's literally what it says on here, a perfecting primer serum. So this is a really versatile product. You can use it as a primer. You can mix it in with your foundation. There's a lot of different ways that you can wear this to help to blur out the skin. And I know that it doesn't necessarily claim to be a mattifying product, but I have found personally that whenever I wear this, my skin doesn't get oily as quickly and my makeup just stays in place and flawless for a longer time period than it would if I didn't use this or if I used a different primer. So this one, if you've been on the fence about it, like I said, definitely hold off until like a VIB sale or something like that, or get a sample from Sephora and test it out. But out of all of the Versali serums and like stuff that they come out with, this is the one that I would definitely recommend if you have oily skin or if you have like, you know, texture, large pores, and you want to smooth out your skin for your makeup application. All right, so for the last 4 products, I have 4 setting slash primer sprays that I want to share with you guys. The first one, and I'm sure most of you guys already know what I'm about to say, is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I cannot even begin to tell you how many bottles of this I have purchased since it came out. I was a little bit on the fence about it when it first launched because I was kind of like, ooh, I don't know, like I just wasn't sure about the whole continuous setting mist hairspray type deal. But honestly, I don't know what they have in this can, but it is so good. This one is actually almost done, but you can kind of see how fine the mist is, and it just like falls on your face so heavenly. But the thing that I really love about this is it's not necessarily like a mattifying setting spray. It's more of a setting spray that you use to melt all of your products together. So if you're feeling like your face is looking a little cakey, if you're feeling like it's looking a little bit powdery, and you just want something to kind of marry all your products together and help everything to just melt into the skin, this right here is what you need. It is so good. I actually have 2 backups that I purchased during like Black Friday and Christmas sales, because actually I think I have 3 backups of this that I've purchased just different times that it's been on sale, because I know that I will use it up. I use this every single day, and it's drugstore, so definitely recommend. The next setting spray that I have that is very high up on the list is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is one of the limited edition bottles from the summertime, but I literally have so many of these also on backup that I just kind of pull them out as I run out. But this is another one that I would highly recommend. Honestly, out of all 4 of these sprays that I'm about to mention to you, if you had to choose 1 or 2, these 2 would be the ones that I would pick. This one, like I already said, is more for like setting your makeup and melting all your products together. If you're actually looking for something to prolong the wear of your makeup, this is what I would recommend. Now, I know Urban Decay has another setting spray that's like a de-slick oil control spray. I have tried that spray, and honestly, I feel like this one holds my makeup in place much longer than the de-slick one. I don't even purchase the de-slick one anymore. Like, I don't even waste my time, because I just feel like the all-nighter does a much better job of prolonging the wear of my makeup and just keeping it in place. This is a product that I like to use all throughout my makeup routine. So you could spray this before you start your makeup. You could spray it before you, like when you put your foundation, like as you're blending out your foundation, you could spray it before you blend out your foundation. Once you apply your foundation, concealer, and setting powders, you could spray it again, and then as the final step to your routine, you can spray it again. Like, honestly, this is like, I just spray this all throughout my whole makeup routine, and like I said, it does a really great job of holding everything in place. Like, my makeup just stays flawless every single time that I use this. So the next product that I have for you guys is a drugstore product. This one is the CoverGirl Look Lock Up All Day Setting Mist. I'm pretty sure this came out in 2019. If not, it was like pretty close to the end of 2018. This is another setting spray that I would highly recommend if you are looking for something to prolong the wear of your makeup. It's also a really great option if you are looking for a more affordable setting spray, something that is similar to like the Urban Decay All Nighter or something like that. This one does a really great job of pretty much doing exactly what the Urban Decay All Nighter makeup setting spray does. I think the only difference with this one is that it does have a little bit of like a cucumber scent, so it kind of gives you that like spa facial type vibe, which I'm kind of here for, honestly, especially since most of the time when I'm doing my makeup, it's very early in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. So this is a nice kind of like refreshing, kind of wake you up type scent that you can spray on your face when you're getting ready. But outside of all that stuff that doesn't really matter, does it work? Yes, this is a really great option, great affordable option for any of you guys that are looking for a setting spray that is actually going to help your makeup stay in place and last all day, on your face. And then last but not least, I have the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. This one I actually like to use more so as a primer than I do a setting spray. I'm sure you could use it as a setting spray, but I just find this to be more of like a skincare product. It does have, let's see, it says it's silicone-free, alcohol-free, oil-free, has coconut water, probiotic-based ingredients, skin revivers. So all of that is stuff that I feel like I want to actually put on my skin, not on top of my makeup, if that makes sense. So you can use this as both a setting or primer spray. I personally, like I said, like to use it as a primer spray. And I also like to keep this in my skincare fridge in my bathroom. And I will spray this like after I wash my face and finish on my skincare. I will spray this on my face then. Or when I'm about to start my makeup, I'll spray it on my face right before I go in and start to do my makeup. And the thing that I really like about this is that it just does a really great job of hydrating and prepping my skin. I definitely don't need any hydration necessarily once I've already applied all of my makeup, but to keep my skin from getting really dry, because since I am oily, I do apply a lot of powders. Like, I don't really apply, I have some liquids that I work into my routine, but I bake, I set with powders, like all the typical oily skin techniques is what I do. So I do try to make sure that I really hydrate my skin. All of my oily skin girls out there, just because you are oily does not mean you do not need to hydrate your skin. Please, please, please moisturize, hydrate your skin, because that is part of why your skin feels the need to produce more oils if you're not giving it that moisture, that hydration, that nourishment. So I do like to go in with, you know, a really nice moisturizer, and this primer spray, like I said, also does a really great job of just hydrating the skin and prepping it for all the powder, all of that I'm about to put on top of it, and just helping to make sure that, you know, like under my eyes and anywhere that I bake doesn't end up looking cakey and dry. So I know there are a lot of like primer sprays and stuff like that out there. I know Wet n Wild has one that I've heard a lot of people rave about. I haven't tried it personally, but I have heard a lot of people speak very highly of that one. So that could be an option if you want to try. I think they have a coconut one too, like a coconut scent. So that could be one you could try out if you want a drugstore option. But otherwise, I would definitely recommend this one. And this is another product that does come in like a smaller travel size version. So if you want to test it out first before you commit to the full size, you can do that. Alright guys, so that is going to bring us to the end of my top 10 primers and setting sprays that I have been obsessed with for 2019. All my oily skin girls out there, I hope that you guys found this video helpful. And even if you're not oily, I do feel like I did include a couple of options that are not necessarily specific to oily skin, like people who have oily skin. Like I said, the Fenty Beauty one, like honestly, pretty much all of these, I feel like anybody could use, whether you have oily skin or not. But I have found that for my oily skin in particular, these are primers that I always go back to and that I always find do a really great job of helping to prolong the wear of my makeup, control my oils throughout the day, and just help me stay looking flawless all day long. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you are not already, please be sure to also subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you have any primer recommendations, leave them down below in the comments. I'm always looking for new primers to try. And of course, for anyone else that is reading the comment section, I'm sure we are all interested in hearing what each other is loving and using and enjoying. So definitely feel free to leave those down below in the comments. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have for today's video. Hopefully I wasn't too all over the place. I feel a little like out of sorts with this being my first video that I filmed in a hot minute. So hopefully, we'll see when I edit it, but hopefully it all comes together and it wasn't too all over the place. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in my next one.